Welcome back, everybody. JB Outdoors here. I just wanted to show you this boat. This is the Alumacraft boat. I believe it's about a 1979 model, maybe 1978. The very first sticker that's on this boat is 1980, so it could be somewhere in there. I did build a floor, kind of a standing deck, and it is a little bit tippy, but my trick on it, and I do obviously end up getting your sea legs. My trip on it is this battery here. This is a Caterpillar deep cycle maintenance free battery for one of the engines that we use at work. This is out of its time frame that it's able to use, but it's still good enough for the trolling motor. And I do have a little sump pump in this boat as well. This boat does not come with a plug or anything like that, so I did buy the plug kit for it. I just have to put it in still. But in the meantime, I had this sump pump sitting around. I do have it just right up underneath here. The brown wire is for a manual switch if you wanted to run a three-way switch, but I just ran it straight to the battery on the terminals on the same side as the trolling motor here. You just hook these up, leave it hooked up. Sump pump has its own float switch in it that you can run, so you can leave it plugged in all the time as long as it stays upright, which for the most part it does. Usually I have somebody up front watching it at the same time, but it'll eventually a three-way switch and a terminal strip will go in. This was more or less a budget build, so I tried to use everything that I had sitting around. That's why seats don't match, and everything's kind of put together here and there. I did have to put new wheels and tires on the trailer. They came as a kit. I think they were $49.99 each. When I got the boat, the trailer bearings were locked up, so I had to free those up and finally get them taken off, replace those, and put a new submersible light kit on it. We are in Michigan here, so this area has a lot of small lakes, so this boat is ideal for around here. Sit back here. I use my four-wheeler to kind of move it around the yard or do whatever I need to do so I don't ruin my yard with my truck. I do have a Mercury 7.5 horse. It runs really well. Right now it's in need of an impeller, so I'm about to tear the lower apart and replace the impeller on it. And then I use a Minn Kota Endura C2 30-pound thrust motor, which pushes this boat pretty well. I'm really happy with it. It was a $99 trolling motor from Walmart, actually. So what I did was I ran, these are heat shrink connectors that I ran a clip to with a connection that is sealed. If I can get this guy off of here. It's sealed up. It's got little rubber grommets there, and everything stays good. So if any water does end up in the back of the boat, which it does, this is an old boat and it leaks. It's got a few little leaks here and there, which we're prepared for. From there I ran a direct burial 12 gauge wire. This is a 3-wire burial, but I only use 2 of the wires hot in the ground for the trolling motor. Drilled a couple holes with a step bit. This is a 5/8 hole. It ran through here, fed it through, and eventually get some little grommets there so that any rubbing or anything doesn't happen. And then it runs underneath here and then over to what you see here. That's where these wires come into play. Like I said, not all of this is perfect. I'm sure people are going to say, hey, you should have done that right, but I did this kind of in a hurry for one of our little tournaments that we do with my group of friends. So this will eventually get hinges. This is a 6-inch swivel, also from Walmart. I believe that was like $20, and then the swivelies that's underneath this seat was like $15. So pretty much everything was a more or less budget build, and it's been kind of a fun project. I'm no carpenter. I work on big Caterpillar engines that produce electricity. I do like to play around with little home projects on the weekend, but that's about it. So this was another piece of treated plywood under here that's also treated with a Kills, or I believe it's called Zinsser 123 primer, so it seals up the wood really good as well. And then it's just big self-tappers right into the aluminum and they stay put. That's a kind of a homemade aluminum riser on a swivel. And then these seats were given to me actually from a couple friends that had a boat and bought better stuff. So for the most part, that's about it. The anchor is just hand over hand. I usually store the anchor and any life preservers or throwables underneath the front seat. If we are going out, we go out to the mouth of Lake Michigan. We end up going out, obviously we have our preservers closer to our bodies, but if we go out on a shorter, smaller trip on a little lake, they pretty much get stored underneath that seat. But that's it. This floor, I think I have like a total of $50 into the floor. The carpet was on sale at Menards for like $7 for a 6x8 sheet. And of course, you have to have a cup holder in your boat for your Pepsis. I have one back here for me, one up here for any good buddy that wants to come along. Just kind of flips up, stows away. Been a fun little project. Maybe I'll do a little bit more with it. I plan on flipping it over and sealing up any rivets that may be a little bit of a problem. I know there are a couple leaks, like I said, on this boat. When I did get this boat, it was pretty much a bill of sale, so I had to go through and play the game at the Secretary of State, which everybody knows how much fun that is here in Michigan. So, but it's worth it. I've had a lot of fun with this boat and caught a lot of fish so far in it, and hopefully you guys will get to see that the next time I get to go out in it. So if you guys have any questions or want to know how I cut this piece of wood here to fit this exact form along here, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you like this video. Even a thumbs up would be nice, and hit the little bell for notifications. I'm going to try to keep hammering out some more videos and really getting into this YouTube thing. This is my very first kind of vlogging video. Otherwise, I just have a couple drag race things, little shenanigans my friends and I get into. So yeah, so I appreciate it, and as always, spend more time outdoors. Geez, look at this beautiful woods and cornfield beans back here. Who doesn't want to spend any kind of time outdoors anymore? Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your time out of your day.